Today, we have with us the great Renaissance polymath, Leonardo da Vinci. Known by many, if not all, this great man does not need any further introduction, so without further ado, let's begin. Leonardo, could you give us insight into all of the fields you were a master of?
They call me a Renaissance man or a polymath, but really I was just a curious soul with a thirst for knowledge that couldn't be quenched by just one field. First off, there's my art. Painting wasn't just a job for me, it was my passion. Whether it was capturing the enigmatic smile of the Mona Lisa or the emotional depth of The Last Supper, each stroke of my brush was an expression of my love for the beauty of life. But I wasn't content to stop there. No, I wanted to understand the very essence of life itself, which led me to delve into the mysteries of the human body. I spent countless hours dissecting cadavers, sketching muscles, bones, and organs with a meticulousness that bordered on obsession. It wasn't just about drawing pretty pictures, it was about unraveling the secrets of anatomy, the very building blocks of life. Then there's my engineering side. I was always dreaming up new inventions, wild contraptions that danced on the edge of possibility. From flying machines that could soar through the air like birds to tanks that could roll across the battlefield like mighty beasts, I was constantly pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible.
Speaking of your engineering side, is it true that you would help shift the tides of war with your inventions?
Now, I must admit, I've always been a bit of a pacifist at heart. I believed in the power of creation over destruction, and yet the realities of the world often forced me to confront the darker aspects of human nature. So, while I never relished the thought of my inventions being used for harm, I also couldn't deny the potential they held to shift the course of history. Take, for example, my designs for war machines. I crafted blueprints for everything from armored tanks to catapults, envisioning new ways for armies to gain the upper hand on the battlefield. These inventions weren't just about raining destruction upon our enemies, they were about protecting our own people, giving them the tools they needed to defend themselves in an unforgiving world. However, my knowledge took me away from the wars from time to time. Let's not forget about architecture. I wasn't just drawing up blueprints for buildings, I was designing entire cities, envisioning a world where beauty and functionality coexisted harmoniously. I wanted to create spaces that inspired awe and wonder, places where people could thrive and flourish. But for all my love of art and science, I was just a man, flawed and imperfect like anyone else. I had my doubts and insecurities, moments of frustration when my ideas didn't quite come to fruition the way I'd hoped. But through it all, I never stopped dreaming, never stopped exploring, because for me, the journey was always more important than the destination. So yeah, they call me a Renaissance man, a polymath, but really I was just Leonardo, a guy who loved to paint, to learn, to create, and to dream. And maybe, just maybe, that's all any of us really are in the end.
What were some ambitious ideas or engineering designs that never came to fruition?
You've touched upon a subject dear to my heart, the dreams and visions that filled my days and nights. One of my fondest dreams was to take to the skies, not as a bird does, but as a human being. I spent countless hours sketching designs for flying machines, contraptions that would allow us to soar through the air with the grace and freedom of the birds above. Oh, how I longed to feel the wind in my hair and the sun on my face as I looked down upon the world below. But alas, despite all my efforts, my flying machines never quite got off the ground, quite literally. The technology of my time simply wasn't advanced enough to turn my dreams into reality. In my mind's eye, I could see the day when humanity would take to the skies, and I took comfort in knowing that I had played a small part in paving the way for that future. Another ambitious idea of mine was to explore the depths of the ocean. I was fascinated by the mysteries that lay beneath the waves and dreamed of building a vessel that could plunge into the abyss, revealing the wonders of the underwater world. But again, my dreams outpaced the technology of my time. Submarines, as we know them today, were still centuries away from becoming a reality. Still, I couldn't help but sketch designs and imagine what might be possible if only we had the means to explore the ocean depths.
Those were all amazing ideas that eventually came to be. It's amazing to see what you envisioned has been brought to life. One of your inventions, which has not yet truly been implemented, is the mechanical knight. Could you tell us briefly about that one, and what gave you the inspiration for this?
You're too kind in your words. Indeed, the mechanical knight remains one of my most cherished and imaginative creations, though it has yet to fully come to life as I envisioned it. The inspiration for the mechanical knight sprang from a deep fascination with the intersection of art, engineering, and warfare. As an artist and inventor, I was constantly seeking new challenges and opportunities to push the boundaries of what was possible. The idea of creating a humanoid figure clad in armor, capable of moving and fighting like a human warrior, captured my imagination like few others. My sketches and designs for the mechanical knight were a marriage of artistic vision and mechanical ingenuity. I envisioned a towering figure, powered by a complex system of gears, pulleys, and springs that could mimic the movements of a living being with remarkable precision. It was a marvel of engineering, a testament to the potential of human creativity to transcend the limitations of the natural world. In my mind's eye, I could see the mechanical knight striding across the battlefield, its joints creaking with the weight of its armor, its sword flashing in the sunlight. It was a vision of power and majesty, a testament to the enduring legacy of human ingenuity.
In addition to your artistic and engineering pursuits, you also had a deep interest in science and the natural world. How did your scientific observations influence your art and vice versa? Do you believe there are inherent connections between art and science that continue to inspire creativity today?
My scientific observations were deeply intertwined with my art and vice versa. When I studied the natural world, whether it was dissecting human cadavers or observing the flight of birds, I wasn't just seeking knowledge for its own sake. I was also seeking inspiration for my artistic endeavors. My anatomical studies, for example, informed my understanding of proportion and anatomy, allowing me to create more lifelike and realistic figures in my paintings and sculptures. Likewise, my artistic pursuits influenced my scientific inquiries. When I sketched the birds in flight or studied the play of light and shadow in my paintings, I wasn't just creating art. I was also making scientific observations about the natural world. My curiosity as an artist often led me to ask questions about the underlying principles of the universe, sparking new avenues of scientific inquiry.
Thank you for conveying your thoughts and knowledge to us, and for giving all of us inspiration that will help drive humanity forward. You are a true force for good and progress. Any last thoughts you would like to leave with us before we conclude today's episode?
Thank you for your kind words. I have always believed that the pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey, one that is filled with both triumphs and challenges. As we look to the future, let us continue to draw inspiration from the past, embracing the timeless wisdom of the great thinkers who came before us. In closing, I would like to leave you with a quote that has always resonated deeply with me. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. In a world that is often filled with complexity and noise, let us strive to find beauty and meaning in the simplicity of life. Thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts and ideas with you today. May our conversations serve as a reminder of the power of curiosity, creativity, and collaboration to change the world for the better.